Gaslighting, a technique developed by women eons ago back in the AD period of time. One of the various techniques women use to shield themselves from criticism or responsibility. Basically, tricking you into thinking the lie they just blatantly told you makes any sense in any way, shape, or form. Now, others may know it as lying or i.e. bullshitting, but I like to call it the T.H.R. effect. The T.H.R. effect is when women go, T.H.R., I'm just a girl. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. That's the T.H.R. effect, because clearly you'll just be like, Susan, Susan, why is your more successful ex-boyfriend from college that you regret leaving talking to you on your iPhone messages? Susan, why are there dick pics in your phone? Tee, I don't know.
It's only one girl.
It's basically like what Kodak Black was on the Breakfast Club. It's a bunch of bullshit. Now, you might be asking yourself, sick, what does a misogynistic rant about the sad, inferior subspecies known as women have to do with the conversation we're having today about LARPing in video games? Well, there's actually a lot of, if I were to keep on this line of thinking, this train of thought, there are a lot of correlations between women and LARPing that I'm not gonna go into right now, but I've done the research.
Shut up, I hope you get raped. I'm gonna literally beat your fucking head in, bitch. Your back fucking euthanized.
Now, the main focus of this LARPing video is going to center around gaslighting. In the last LARPing video, I tried to follow the inconsistencies of people in the communities of comic books and anime and how they really don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but still get paid thousands of dollars with brand deals and sponsorships to shill all this dumb shit. But I want to say this. I don't think you enjoying something personally makes you a shill. And I don't think you liking something that maybe you're not fully immersed in the world of completely, like sports or games or comic books, that doesn't make you a LARPer. You could see a movie that's doing very badly, but still for some reason crashing the fuck out about it over a bullshit ass comic book that came out like 4 years ago, instead of just accepting the truth and saying that it was shitty and James Gunn is a cuck that passes around his wife. Now recently, there's been a lot of that LARPing shit going around again. I mean, almost every day now you can just point out thousands of examples of people lying about their obsession with these characters that they never support in any kind of way, which is why all the shit attached to these characters flops, right? You know, because they're so hype about the new Smorgasborgish movie coming out that they definitely are gonna go see it, and the box office reflects that. But alas, it's not just comic books and film, it's also gaming. This is the year of the women, I'm hearing. This is the year of the strong female lead characters, you know? I mean, Control got taken over by a dude, but, you know, who the fuck here? I didn't like the first Control. This pretentious gay shit about psychic telepathy and industrial frameworks. It doesn't work for a guy like me. But what the fuck am I talking about? Let me get into some of the examples of LARPing. First, and obviously the centerpiece of this video, Angry Joe, aka Piss Pablo. Now, I used to watch Angry Joe way back in the day, like in middle school, and I honestly liked his reviews of games and everything, you know, that he was attached to. And then the Trump came along, he lost his fucking mind, and the casino has brought him back up recently to memory. And apparently, he's been crashing out about the Supergirl movie almost every day, blaming anything and anyone he could get his greasy little Puerto Rican sweaty alcoholic hands on to just strangle the lifeblood out of. Supergirl didn't do good because of men. Supergirl didn't do good because of incels. Supergirl didn't do good because she didn't have a nice enough pussy. It's just like he can't just keep it consistent. This guy is insane. He's hungry. He's hungry for you. He's gonna eat you. Joe's gonna eat you.
I am looking forward to it, and I hope it does well. Please go out and support it. Please go out and support it. Go out and support your boy, okay? You go out and watch the movie, you're supporting what your boy likes and making me happy, okay?
First off, I just want to state, Joe has been in the shit-stained Superman costume for almost a month now. He's been wearing it since the fucking Boys review for some reason. Alright, he needs to take this shit off. Joe, it's been too long. This is crazy. Second, what the fuck is up with all these losers? These like sort of beige, tannish, Mediterranean skin-toned heritage losers like Joe and Hassan, where they think if they throw on all Puerto Ricans and Arabs have that kind of swooshy, slick back hair and shit. Why do you think putting on a Superman costume makes you look like Superman? I know Joe has been doing it for years with like the Superboy t-shirt and the leather jacket and shit, but like it's just every time they have to besmirch the good name of Kal-El. Second, Joe, you're a grown man. Stop begging, pushing up your fucking diabetes TDs. Begging for people to see this fucking movie, you loser, you fucking dickhead. Like, what is wrong with you? You're a psychopath, Joe.
Why did you do that? The whole point of this! Did you miss the whole fucking point? At the end, okay, let me say this. There's two things. I'm getting into my hate. Okay, as you can tell, I'm getting to hate with the voice. Stop influencing me.
Hitting that tequila hard, Joe? But we're starting off phenomenally. I couldn't have asked for a more perfect intro from the Angry Joe Show. I mean, like, what do you even say? He's getting possessed by demons. The ghost of James Gunn's virginity. It's haunting him and compelling him to talk about this shitty movie.
Guys, was it a mistake to adapt this comic for Supergirl?
No, Joe, you fucking idiot. It wasn't wrong to adapt the comic. It's wrong to make a movie about a character that nobody gives a fuck about as the second major movie in your universe that you're building upon. You had one movie, it was okay, and now you're going into this fucking third act tertiary character nobody gives a fuck, accompanied by two other characters that nobody outside of comics gives a fuck about. What are you talking about? Obviously, it wasn't a good idea to adapt the comic into a movie that was going second in the timeline. Like, what do you mean? We haven't gotten a Batman film, a Wonder Woman film, Flash film, Martian Manhunter film. The Green Lantern is getting a TV. They cannot stop disrespecting fucking Hal Jordan. They're giving him a TV show, cop show. Let's be serious for a second. Even if you put, I don't give a fuck who you put in the spot. Supergirl, Cyborg, Raven, like, nobody wants to watch these characters and support them because we know the mass general public that you have to get to movie theaters that aren't just comic book dweebs like me and shit. You gotta get them to be invested. So you can't drop Supergirl, the cousin of Superman, as the second film in the universe. That was never gonna work. And you're saying this in past tense after it already flopped. So you know it was a bad idea because it wasn't successful.
For Supergirl, this is one of Supergirl's most peak comics. And in this comic, she's angry, she's rebellious, she's tortured, she doesn't give a fuck.
Pride cometh before the fall, because Joe was telling everybody that this was going to be a smash hit before it came out. He was sitting there convincing you that this was going to be the second fucking Independence Day. He was telling you that this was Men in Black reincarnated. We're on the fast track to the money town. Alright, we're on the money train to the money town. We're going to town. We're playing Call of Duty, motherfucker. Like, he was telling everybody that the grass was greener on the other side. And then when we got to the other side, it wasn't green at all. As a matter of fact, it was very depressingly gray and washed out and shitty. But basically, Joe spent the next, hour of his podcast with his co-host seething about Supergirl not doing well and trying to figure out excuses as to why it wasn't doing good or how it was kind of, better than you think. And he went to go see this movie about 3 times. So, and his score just keeps getting negligible at best. Like, it's not even getting worse or better. It just keeps going up 1 or down 1 point, and it was already at like a 4 by the end of this review itself. He gives it a 5, so it's not looking good, Joe sisters. It's not looking good. But let's watch a little bit of his seething, and we're gonna move on because Joe is honestly kind of boring. Besides his occasional anger and his tequila-fueled rants about how they didn't worship the fucking Supergirl comic. There's not much here. It's just the sad echo of a 40-something-year-old Mexican Superman fan. And there's a million of those going around downtown, so we don't even need to stay here and look at Joe necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
As if I'm getting in the hate again.
It's getting louder.
These motherfuckers! They said, oh, you didn't like the fact that Superman was sent to conquer the Earth? You didn't like the Kryptonian parents doing the bullshit? You didn't like that, Joe? I said, no, sir, I didn't like it. Well, fuck you! I didn't really like a lot of the musical choices in the film. I mean, I could see how it might appeal to a female demographic, maybe a little more, some of the musical choices here, but I didn't like them. Did you like the music, Alex? Joe? I didn't like the musical choices.
Villain didn't like. Ruth was annoying. The emotion wasn't really there for me. I don't think the chemistry between Ruth and Millie was there.
Oh, it elevated this movie. I think this movie's ugly as shit, and whoever was in charge of coloring for this movie sucks. And so, yeah, there's some parts that I like, but then there's some things that just drag this fucking movie down.
Driving home, it wasn't that bad, Joe, and then we turn and I'm over here, and now it's making me mad. I wish I wasn't such a big fan of this, but I don't like it.
My heart, I loved her. Well,
it's an average at best film. You know, if you're not tied to the comic, it's like a 5 out of 10. I'm sorry, it's a 5 out of 10. And
went out crying, Joe, like a little bitch. So Joe not only not liked this movie, but for some reason he had to convince himself 3 times watching this movie 3 times. He had to convince himself that it was good and still couldn't come to the conclusion that it was a great movie or anything like that. So not only was he gaslit by James Gunn and DC and everybody on Twitter, you know, girl bossing him in his comments, even though he's a fucking like 40-year-old man. They gaslit him into thinking this was going to be a smash hit, and actually it was a crash. It was a fiery, burning crash of disaster and shit. All right, and Joe couldn't cope with the idea that it just wasn't a good movie, so he had to watch it multiple times. And yeah, this is a great example of gaslighting. And the saddest part is, this wasn't even somebody else trying to convince you of something, right? He's not trying to convince you of anything, because he can't. The entire time, this entire podcast, he's just seething. He's just upset. He's trying to find anything to make the shit taste better going down, like medicine. He's trying to like get a chaser, and it's not working. Nobody's going for it. Nobody's trying to lean into the positives with him. They're all just shitting and trashing this movie, rightfully so. But Joe can't handle it, so he has to watch it multiple times, have multiple viewings, and still not even like it, which is sad. And yeah, Joe gaslit himself, which is just interesting. It's very interesting. Media literacy, a term invented by gay journalists and gay Twitter users circa 2020. A sub-ability of gaslighting. You see, because men and Twitter users aren't respected in liberal media spaces, much less anywhere else on the planet, they had to find an in. And what's the best in with women? Pretending to suck cock. How else are you gonna get invited to Susan's sleepover in the 12th grade, huh? In the 10th grade, huh? How else, you know? Now, the term media literacy doesn't really mean much. It just means that if you can understand the basic message behind what you're watching, you basically have media literacy. Because if you just go to like your favorite thing like Dragon Ball and go to those did you know videos, and they'll just tell you all the like secrets and what everything means anyway. So you got people explaining what was supposed to be, you know, like something you just developed naturally in your head through the course of watching it. You got people explaining that already. So media literacy is fucking dead. You don't even need the shit anymore. So if you've seen the finale of The Boys and you sat there and you're just like, why the fuck did Homelander die like such a cuck, like such a bitch? Like that, I didn't imagine that's how he died at all. Like, what the fuck is going on here? They'll just start throwing media literate. You're not media literate enough. You're a media illiterate. You're fucking media phobic. You don't understand media. You don't understand that he was never strong. There was not one time that Homelander was calm, cool, collected, and composed while still being an imposing figure and deadly at the same time.
What's your name?
Annika.
Annika. It's a beautiful name. Listen, Annika. I'm the Homelander. And I can do whatever the fuck I want. Okay? Now, translucent? If I ever really thought that you'd fallen for someone else, I don't think I could handle it.
Is that so?
You and me, we're different. We're better. Together forever.
Okay.
You've never seen that. He was staring at a baby for breast milk. He was a man-child. Of course he'd beg to suck cock to stay alive.
Just tell me. I'll fucking suck your dick, please. I'll do anything. You want to eat shit? I'll eat fucking shit. I'll eat fucking shit. I'll do it.
It's like, well, no, I don't think that's what would have happened at all. That's just completely untrue. Listen, that ending was fucking horrible. But if you don't like the ending, it's because you don't understand that white man equals weak man. And underneath once all the power is stripped away, all you have is a soy boy beta cuck. And what's honestly sad is that there's nothing deep to even really look in here. I mean, Homelander is an allegory for Trump because Kripke hates Trump. So this is basically just, once Trump loses all his power, it's just gonna be him writhing in pain as not having any more and being just the common billionaire or whatever the fuck. So it's like, people are looking into this like, well, what does it really mean? What does him sucking the dick represent? It's not representative of anything, okay? Kripke wanted this show to be fucking done. He was over with it. He wants to play with Jensen Ackles on Vault Rising now and do The Boys Mexico, I guess. Speaking of the Great White Hope, your boy Kratos has been replaced in the next God of War game with his dead wife, Faye, in God of War Laufey. Now, it's one of those, if you remember Forspoken, it's one of those particle effect fucking games, so prepare to have your eyes melted out of your fucking skull. I can already tell the motion blur of this shit's gonna be terrible. And people have been pointing this out as a form of media literacy too. I don't know how, but they have. I saw a comment on Twitter. Can't find it. I'm not going to search that deep for it because it was like a month ago. But I saw a comment on Twitter that was basically saying that if people don't understand how Faye could be the star of a God of War game all on her own, don't understand that she is a giant and also just as strong, if not, slightly stronger than Kratos. She can handle her own.
Everyone's losing their minds over the Faye and T.H.R game. No Kratos, no God of War. Give me my boy Kratos or I'm not playing. You know what? Good, don't play it. God of War was never about one character. It's about gods, war, in mythology. Kratos' story is done. He broke the cycle. He found peace. Making him fight another pantheon just to keep milking nostalgia is lazy. Faye was a literal giant warrior who fought against Odin's forces for centuries before Kratos even showed up in Midgard. Tyr traveled to every realm and learned from gods Kratos has never even heard of. You're telling me that story isn't worth exploring because the guy on the cover isn't the same? The franchise is bigger than Kratos. If you can't accept that, you're not a God of War fan. You're a Kratos fan. And that's fine, but don't pretend the series dies without him. Tell me I'm wrong.
Now see, that was retarded. Obviously, if you're a fan of Kratos, you're a fan of God of War and vice versa. How the fuck would you not be a fan of the titular character in the series and still be playing the series for like 20 years straight? What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. The series does die and end with Kratos, ultimately. That's why I guarantee you this will not be the final God of War game, and she will not be the main character moving forward. You know why? Because it's Kratos' fucking game. Second, the game's never been about, God of War's not about one character. Then who the fuck have we been playing as this entire time? Huh? Who the fuck? The only person I remember ever playing as in God of War was Kratos, and in recent years, Atreus. But that's it. What do you mean it's not about one character? It is, it's solely about one character. The fucking very name of the game is to be the God of War, not the gods of war. That doesn't make any, what do you mean, the story? Yeah, the story is bigger than Kratos. No shit, it's an entire pantheon at a time bigger. Yeah, that's a lot. Like, what do you mean? No fucking dick. All in all, I'm not gonna play this game. It gives me like Spider-Man Miles Morales vibes. Like, even if it's passable or okay, it's probably gonna be like short. I just don't feel like a lot of length to this story. But who knows what the story is? She's in the else world. She's fighting demons and Shaka Zulus and shit. So who knows? But yeah, God of War, Kratos will be back next game, and maybe Faye will make an appearance. Hey, maybe they'll just take Kratos out of the next game too. Give us an Atreus, I don't know, like deer hunting simulator or something cool like that. The media literacy virus truly is contagious. I mean, this is like an S tier stand. Like, the stats aren't even, they've all got question marks over them. This is like GR status. Like, this is a catastrophe. If y'all think Ghost of Yote flopped and didn't sell well, you're delusional as hell. Go check the data. And if you think God of War Lawful on PlayStation and one of PlayStation's biggest and most anticipated games is gonna flop too, you're even more delusional. Well, I mean, it did though. Like, it. Now, this is when you need to stop worrying about media literacy and understand economic and financial literacy. See, Ghost of Tsushima in 4 months made $5 million. And then Ghost of Yote in 8 months has only made about $4.8 million. So, as for a sequel that was pretty hyped up to be the next big hit in this new upcoming IP, it did flop. It flopped. Like, even if you want to say it made a lot of money, yes, big number, but that big number is not equivalent to what they probably thought they were going to get back for this sequel. Do you think they wanted to make a little bit more money than they made the first time, or a little bit less money than they made the second time? Whether or not you liked it, or if people liked it, if it didn't make money, it doesn't count as a success. Which is why no matter how much Joe wants to gaslight himself into thinking he has media literacy about the Supergirl comic, it doesn't matter. No one bought it. Alright, time to wrap things up. What did we learn today? Basically, Larpers have a litany of different tricks in their endless bag of stolen ideas and valor. There's no end to the LARP. LARPing has only continued. You have coaches out here for LARPing nowadays. It's getting insane. And they're using these various tactics like gaslighting and the word media literacy to try and make you feel stupid about the medium you've been participating in your entire life, just because they've been on Twitter the last 4 years and think that they're in the space playing Candy Crush on their phone. And I hate talking about it and keeping the gender war going, but it's mostly women. If you go online, it's women. If you go on these blogs, it's women. All these industries and companies are being taken over by women, and they're ruining it. They're ruining Halo. They're ruining Warframe. They're ruining everything. They're ruining all the shit I like, and I don't understand. So my next video on LARPing will be how women have been major contributors to the LARPing space and atmosphere. But until then, stay safe and, be as healthy as you possibly can, and avoid the sun's radiation by staying in your basement all day like me. Be a good citizen. Do your part. And if you suspect someone you know close to you is a LARPer, report them to the proper authorities, and I promise you, they'll be taken care of. They'll be well taken care of, okay?
Yo, come here, boy. Stay there, boy. Sit down, boy. Stand up, boy. Speak up, boy. Go for the throat or you won't destroy. Drop him in the ocean and float like, boy. Come here, boy. Stay there, boy. Sit down, boy. Shoot them, boy. Go for the throat or you won't destroy. Drop him in the ocean and float like a frost axe. If I swung back, I don't give